think I'm good now. Alright, we should be back now. Hey, much love there. Much love. Alright, we're back up. What's going on, Just Delicious? I know. TikTok app hard to get there. Alright, let's get it. Deathless. All bosses multiplied by 2. We're going in from Melcath right now. I definitely did that wrong. For Melcath specifically. Hopefully we get good RNG. Alright, here we go. Here we go, baby! Hey, welcome back in, Gia Lewis, Mr. Radio Demon! Let's get to random step. Don't hire a guy with an accent. Aye, fuck me. Sorry, I forgot. The first time we go to the fog gate, we actually have to exit out. Hey, wake him in there. A Melcath tattoo? Dude, Melcath tattoo would go crazy. Are you going to get one with the Destined Death coming out of it? Like his Blade of Death? That would be sick, bro. Going on with the cake? No, it's the first time you enter the arena, he gives you like a little speech about Destined Death, blah blah blah, right? So I forgot. It's this fight, Godfrey and the Fire Giant. When we go through there, we want to exit out of it. So all right, we're gonna do 2 Melcaths at the same time now. But the order, the Psychic Flask has to go last in case he doesn't charge at us. We want him to start the fight. Only one of them charging. Only one of them charging. So that's the objective for it. So let's go ahead and let's hit Blessing, Gauge, and by... Dude, Melcath tattoos would go so sick, bro. Where are you going to get it? Favorite boss in the game. I still don't have enough points for Artist Chef. It'll be coming around the mountain. It'll be coming around the mountain. It'll be coming around the mountain when it comes. Compared to y'all that can actually draw and stuff, it's going to be even worse. It's going to be even more embarrassing to do Artist Chef. Alright, here we go. Only one, only one. Please, just one. Just one, come on. Damn it, he's running. Melcath, you ugly weasel! Alright, that's one of them. We do need to... Gotta be careful here. Hey, what's up? Lil Sush! Dude, Lottie! Hey, fuck. Here we go! This could be it! One more big Melcath to go! Whew. Lads! Lasses! I know about any masses! You better boy! Yo, not the arcane build, bro, supreme. This arcane build looks nothing like any of them that you've ever seen. No white mask, It does not matter about the bleed. This is a defensive build, baby. Let's get Jared Sam to the stage. Bro, we fucking goaltend. Cooking up another W and ending the fucking run. Back to back to back. Comes up Godfrey, Radagon, and the Elton Beast, and let's fucking win it, baby. Fuck yeah. Let's get Nedwater Pure Ranger. W Nina Hero, W Deadly. Off the Hero variety. Hardy party in. For the win! Yo! We got him now! Let's fucking go, boys! What up, Josh? How's work, bro? You just get back from the Home Depot, aye? Yo, dude, this is not the arcane build. This is not your grandfather's arcane build. This build has the... There's no white mask, there's no Lord of Blood's execution on here. Look at our mask. I bet most of you have never even seen this mask in the game. Look at this. This is not, you weren't at work. Oh, no kidding. What were you up to today, Josh? You hanging out with the lovely Lexi? Yeah, we've got the Mask of Confidence. And we've got the Ritual Sword Talisman. Yeah, we've got 33 faith on the level 150 build on New Game Plus One. Let's fucking go, bro. This is not, yeah, grandfather's arcane build. I'm telling you. You and Lexi went to a concert? Oh, cool. What concert? Dude, I'm surprised. Normally before you go on a vacation, that's one of the classic Hardy Party W's to drop. That's start the first one of Dark Souls 2. Bro, dude, Deadly Hero, actually, low-key, I've never played Dark Souls 2. I know Peace Wolf is playing through it right now. And I know Minneapolis Miracle was playing through it as well. I think she just finished it, I believe. If the One Hit Wonder is in, he might be streaming by now, but if he is in, he loves it. That's his favorite one. But I've never played it. Dude, Gideon, I don't even think we'll need to buff for Gideon, to be honest. We probably will, to be on the safe side, but yeah, he'll get yeeted immediately. The Godfrey fight. Yeah, I'm not sure about the Godfrey fight. Godfrey's my oldest son, so he knows kind of how I operate. Yeah, I love this build because there's no flame grant me strength. A band called Water Pikes in South Lake tonight. I don't think I've heard of them. Are they like a up and coming band? What kind of music are they? Godfrey will be easy. I hope so, Sushi. Godfrey's been outrun in there before because even though I know his moveset like the back of my mind, sometimes even when you really know it, it's just hard to dodge that fucker, you know? Look at that. No flame grant me strength. We're rocking the black flame protection. 30% physical damage buff right there. Yeah, alright. Let's get Sir Gideon out of here. Yeah, what's up, Bryson? Gee, just in time for the end of the run, bro. Just in time. How you doing, brother? Alright. That's probably the hardest fight left, aye? Hey, how you doing, brother? Canadian? I'm actually not Canadian. I was born and raised in Ireland. I'm stateside now, though, so... I've been told throughout my time streaming, which has been a little over 2 years since I started streaming, they're like, oh, I can't tell you where your accent is. Like, well, to be fair, I've lived in the States for a long time, so... When I talk to me mom, even her sounds a bit strong to me. Dude, no time for sorcery, Sush. You know we're gonna cook him up. Don't get cocky. Yeah, you're right. Wait, actually, Nero, this is New Game Plus One, bro. I reset the build from scratch because I needed to get a new class. We needed to use the hero starting class, ironically enough. So, like, last night, and then before the stream, I was playing all the way through regular New Game. And then I started the stream and I got to the capital on New Game Plus One. So, after I got Millicent's prostate. And we're just running through it. After these two fights, that's where we'll create the save point for the run. The new swords. Oh, yeah, bro. It's the Scavenger's Opulent Curve Swords with Craig's Blade on both of them because their physical damage is so high, but they do still bleed. Is a high-carb, high-protein diet better than low-carb, high-protein? That's a really good question. So, Zach, it really depends on what your objectives are. It really depends on what your objectives are, bro. So, it's not like certain diets all the time are better or worse. It kind of depends on like what your goals are. Like there might be an efficacious time to implement a low carb, high protein diet. For example, like as I'm getting towards the end of a bodybuilding prep, typically we lower the carbs and we up the protein to hold on to as much gains as possible when you're just so depleted. But other times, like a high carb, high protein diet might be more efficacious. What are your goals? Well, I appreciate that, mate. Yeah, we got him right here. Yeah, I didn't mind answering you, Zach, but you got to let me know kind of what your game plan is, and I got you. Yeah, we didn't want to get, we won't get too cocky. We won't get too over cocked. How do you acquire 2 Scavengers Curve Swords? Yeah, so Bryson, this is actually New Game +1, and we just picked up the second one before we started it. So we're getting, right now we're doing the last 2 fights right here. Our character is done, basically. And then the run is going to be on New Game +2. So that way we had a chance, in regular New Game, I got the Rotten Winged and Sigma. In New Game +1, I got Millicent's Prosthetic. And, you know, New Game, I got, what's he call it? The first Scavenger Curve Sword, and then this one, I got the second. Overcocked is too many cockiness. You know what they say? Too many cockiness, and any time could have a bad time. Hey, what up, Kratos? How you doing, lad, brother? Alright, we're going to go ahead and fight 2 Godfreys at the same time. Golden Vow. Pop 1. Stamina. Black Flame. No! Blood, this is not your grandfather's build here. Ooh. This is kind of cutting it a bit close. All right, we take this. All right, let's, if we can rebuff, then we will. One's down now. One's down now. This is crazy. Yeah, we took him out. Let's fucking go sushi. Zach, let's get it, bro. Okay, let's grab one of these. Let's pop one of those. Let's bless up, because we're blessed to be here. Let's get the Black Flame. Always adventure for our useful. Let's take one of those. Alright, Godfrey, let's begin. Alright, fuck, I didn't get the heal. We take this. We take this. I think this might be the best build in the game. 2 Godfreys at once. New Game +1, level 150. Let's fucking go, baby! Big W just delicious! It's Ice Spits, baby! Geo, Sue, Sam, Bracing, Caleb! Alright, let's knock out your Rada Beast and in this shite. What build? Yo, dude, this is a brand new build that I just designed. You won't find this build anywhere. We were able to take all this hits because we're at level 150 and we have enough faith to cast Blessing of the Urn Tree, which costs 38 strength. We're able to scale the weapons to Opulent, which means they get a B scaling. So their physical damage, you see right here, 225 plus 318 on the Scavenger's Curve Swords. And they both still have bleed on them. Only 87, but as you can see, we're not reliant on the bleed. When the bleed goes off, it's a cherry on the top. It's like, oh, cool, the bleed went off. But it's not like a big deal, right? With the Ash of War that we have on here, it gives us a 15% damage for our physical damage, which is absolutely nuts on this build, okay? The Mask of Confidence gives us 3 levels into Arcane. That lets us say 80 Arcane, 38 Faith. We need 38 Faith to cast Blessing of the Urn Tree, which gives us 12 health per second healing. We also have enough Faith to cast Golden Vow, so we don't need to waste like carrying weight endurance points to carry like an Ash of War for it. And instead of Flame Grant Me Strength, which only lasts for 30 seconds, we have on the 60-second buff called Black Flame Protect Me, which gives us for 1 minute a 30% damage, not resistance, but damage negation for 60 seconds. So our weapon buffs are 60 seconds. Black Flames Protection lasts for 60 seconds. We pop one of these for 1 minute stamina recovery. We've got the Opian Hard Tear for 15% damage negation for all stats. Thorny Cracked Tear, Rotten Wings, and Millicent's Prostate stack. The Claw and Raptor stack. And with all of these, with everything that adds up, I mean, you'll see it takes like no time at all. And they last like the whole fight. It's crazy. You know that build? No, you don't. No, you don't. I just invented this and it took me a long time to. This is level 150 and it's with the Ritual Sword Talisman. Or the Ritual Shield, excuse me. The reason this build is so good is because when I'm at full health, my damage negation is on physical 75% and all elemental 150. You're still a long way. This is new game +1. And first tattoo on Saturday. What are you gonna get it of? So the reason the build works so good is that whenever we get hit, we barely take any damage because of the Ritual Shield Talisman and our Black Flame Protection, Golden Vow, as well as our Hard Tier. And so we're able to get hits. And then Blessing of the Urn Tree, we don't have to waste a potion because Blessing of the Urn Tree, we can just stay in the fights. It heals our character back up. No, you won't find this build anywhere. You won't find this build anywhere. As a matter of fact, I'm going to preview wrong right now. What happens when I preview wrong, Patron? What happens when I preview wrong? I'm going to pull it up right now and Google it. What happens when I preview wrong? All right. Let's go. Elden Ring. First of all, the Mask of Confidence. I've never seen a single person wear this. Elden Ring Mask of Confidence build. Let's see. All right, what happens when I preview wrong immediately? What happens when I preview wrong immediately? Then what? 4K. You're fucking Weasley. Alright, here it is. Elden Ring, Mask of Confidence build. If it was a build that's been out, as soon as I typed that in, it would pull up. Mask of Confidence only adds 3 Arcane. That 3 points of Arcane lets us hit exactly 80 Arcane at level 150. So it's important to the build. The reason it's important to the build is because I have so much points into Faith to cast Blessing of the Urn Tree. You're not going to find this build anywhere. You won't find this build anywhere. I literally created it between last night and today. You're not going to find it anywhere. say. Yeah, there's no Mask of Confidence build. Ritual Shield Talisman. Why don't you use the Silver Mask? It does 7. It actually does 8. And I'm not using the Silver Mask because it gives a minus 5% for physical damage. Have you tried White Mask? I have. The white. So the thing is, I would rather have more physical damage, and these both still have 87. But check it out. The reason I went with the build the way it is because if I put, a lot of people use the White Mask and they use Lord of Blood's Execution because when they both go off, you get a 30% increase in damage for 20 seconds. I'm sure you've seen that. Lord of Blood's Execution gives you 20%, and then the White Mask gives you 10%, right? So I'm not using the White Mask because instead of using Sudoku to proc blood and get that buff, I'm using Craig's Blade on my Opulent Scavenger Swords because Craig's Blade gives me 15% for 1 minute on one, and my other one also gets 15% for 1 minute on the other. So 15 plus 15 is 30%, and it lasts for 1 minute, and I don't have to hurt my save to activate it. So this is much better, and we're way more defensive. DLC Deathless? Oh, that'll be easy. That'll be easy. We'll have to do it Deathless with one arm tied behind my back. Yeah, this build does not exist anywhere. See, dual Reduvia. I like Reduvia builds, but again, the reason that this build does damage is not because of the bleed, right? So check it out. This boss does not bleed at all, and even though we have one talisman that's dedicated to defense, a ton of points into faith for basically only defensive spells, and one of our tiers dedicated to defense, watch how this last fight is about to go. We tell you that. This boss does not bleed at all, and the bleed is just a cherry on top. When it pops off, great, but we don't care, honestly. If it pops off, we don't mind. Either way. And there's going to be 2 Radagons at the same time. Yeah, just watch. Let's go. This build will for sure work in New Game +6 because it's based off of percentage increases. Let's get it. Hey, what up, Momo? How do you get double Scavengers Curve Swords? It is only 1 per playthrough. We're in New Game +1 right now. Ah, you like that? Whoa. Hey, sorry, I thought you were dead. All right. I was just saying, you like that? Let's fucking go. My bad. I thought Radagon was dead. This is the new meta being born right now. I promise you, this build is the best build. You won't find a better one anywhere else. This is the best level 150 build. It's equally effective defensively as offensively. Do you think that it'll be cool? Yeah, dude. I think the DLC, I expect it to be the best DLC of any game of our time. Would you ever do a level 1 Deathless run? Yo, BB. Funny you should ask. I actually completed a level 1 Deathless run in this game back in April of last year. No defense needed, but offense is 15 out of 10. So my offense is really good, but my defense is also really good. So I agree with you. If you're doing a regular playthrough, I prefer to be more aggressive and more offensive. But when the enemies and bosses are doubled and you're doing a Deathless run, there's a lot of other variables that you simply can't always plan for. Like the doubled enemies, sometimes their AI acts in a different way. Sometimes you get cornered and you need a little bit more defense in this run. I was losing runs. Fuck, the glitch is still here. Dude, this sucks. Dude, I can't see him. This is hell. Ah, for fuck's sake. Dude, they turned invisible. I couldn't even see him. Oh my gosh, dude. The mod to double the enemies is broken. This happened the other day too. This happened the other day too. Yeah, they turn invisible. That sucks. Okay, no worries. I'm gonna do this last fight without doubling them. It's the mod. It's the mod. Yeah. Yeah. I was born and raised in Ireland. It's okay. It'll be a trident, the tattoo. Yeah, that one isn't okay. There's a glitch in the game in the mod there. It's okay. That's fine. There's a trident with water around the bottom of it and a tentacle wrapping. Oh, very cool. Like something from Poseidon. It's a good. It's a good. I'm actually going to turn the mod off, and we're just gonna do it. We're just gonna do the last fight regular because there's actually a glitch in the mod right now. This happened before. Is it going to be like that tomorrow? I don't know. If it does, if it is like that, I'll do my best on it. I re-download it again for tomorrow, but for tonight, we're just going to enter it and do one-on-one. What happened? The Elden Beast spawned in invisible, and there was 2 of them. So, yeah, I just wasn't able to see him, and they ended up getting me. But I'm loading it back up. So, unfortunately, there's a glitch right now. So, the mod that I use to double all the enemies, it's called the Elden Ring Randomizer, right? Yeah, what's up, Heisa? Heisa's back! What's your accent? I was born and raised in Ireland. Hey, Heisa. That I know of, I don't think there's a way to do mods on PC. Somebody wrong me if I'm correct, but I don't think there's a way to get mods onto console, excuse me. I wish there was. Appreciate it, Spalty. That's alright. That's alright. I can't control if the mod has a glitch in it, you know what I mean? No worries. The challenge was never do double bosses while they're invisible, right? Yeah, great title. We're about to do the last fight of the night. Last fight of the night right now going off. Yeah, let's get some fucking hype music. Dude, I can't believe that guy was like, oh, I've seen this build before, and I had to prove him wrong immediately in 4K. Immediately! Alright, let's do the last fight of the game here. Should I choose Astrologer as your starter class? No. Astrologer are for like mages. Don't do Astrologer. Let's go. This is Sparta. Oh, and by the way, Deathless run-ins right now. Let's get it. Here we go. Let's fucking go. Alright, Pepe lost. Yo, y'all are gonna see when I can actually see this thing. When it doesn't spawn in invisible. Alright. Here we go! Let's get Kev! I think the wrench is a pretty good starting class. I did this class starting as a hero. Cause ho ho ho! Young Swedoria, even you can be a fucking hero! Good night and stay down. All right. So we now I'm overpowered, dude. I'm level 150. It's new game plus. y'all want me to show you the build? So we just finished New Game Plus. So for those who are just getting here, we're doing a Deathless challenge on an Elden Ring, but we doubled all the enemies and all the bosses. Okay, so I just overpower is always easy, bro. It's a Deathless run. All the enemies are doubled. I made the level cap for the run at New Game Plus 2 level 150, which most people hit by the end of the regular game. And this is a unique build. You won't find this build anywhere. This is brand new. You will not find it anywhere online. Yeah. So the challenge is actually going to start tomorrow, and here's the reason why. So for this build, so I play on PC, right? So you can create like save files and load it when you die. So we're doing the challenge on New Game Plus 2, but when I was designing the build, I realized that we needed to have the starting class of the hero to hit the stats that I wanted, because heroes start with 7 intelligence, and we don't use intelligence at all on this build, okay? And the reason we have to do it in New Game Plus 2 is you need 2 Scavengers Curve Swords, so you go regular New Game, and you pick up your second and New Game Plus 1, right? You were 130 when you beat the game? Yeah, when you beat the base game, you might be level 130, but this is also New Game Plus 1. So when you beat the first game at level 30 and you go through the game at New Game Plus 1, you might level up 20 levels. So, you know what I mean? So, all right, so check it out. Here's the build. And so also you cannot get the Rotten Winged in Sigma and Millicent's Prostate in regular, like a standard playthrough. So we had to go New Game Plus 1 to get to this item. This and this are kind of later game items. So we decided to just, play through New Game 1, level the character, finish leveling it in New Game 2 to the level cap, or excuse me, in the standard one. Finish leveling the character to the level cap and getting the rest of the items in New Game Plus 1. And so the challenge of it being Deathless would kick off tomorrow. So here's the build. We're rocking the Mask of Confidence, which gives a +3 arcane. Raptor's Black Feathers. This one's obvious. 10% to all jump attacks. You stack it with 15% claw, 25% damage here. I'll show you where the build gets unique in a second, because a lot of people run a build similar to this on offense with like Sudoku and the White Mask and Lord of the Blood's Execution. But this build is just as good defensively as it is offensively. I'm going to show you why it's so important here, right? So the offensive stuff is pretty standard. You have curved swords, even though mine look a little bit different than most people's. You have your curved swords. You have the Claw Talisman, Raptor's Black Feathers, because when you use curved swords, one jump attack, it does 4 separate attacks really fast. So that lets you do 4 attacks really fast that get this 25% boost, 10 plus 15. And when you hit that 4th attack, 1, 2, 3, 4, you activate the maximum power of these 3 items. Millicent's Prostate, Rotten Winged in Sigma, and the Thorny Cracked tier. After 4 consecutive attacks, which is 1 jump attack with curved swords, they have their maximum bonus. And if you add it all up, it's 46%. Okay, so we ran the math with that, the jump attacks, and what's a little bit different about my build, I don't put Sudoku on these for offense. I put on the Craig's Blade on my opulent scavenger curve swords. Okay, the reason I do Craig's Blade is that one, both of these weapons without Sudoku have 87 blood buildup, and this is not a blood bleed. Blood procs on, I think, 2 bosses on this run, the Fire Giants and Godfrey. The other bosses don't even get blood procced that I saw. So it's just a cherry on top when it does happen, okay? The reason the build's so effective is that you see that physical damage, 225 plus 318. The Ash of War, Craig's Blade, adds a 15% damage buff on top of that physical damage and on top of our talismans for our jump attacks. And we do them on both. So we're, here, like, I'm out of FP, but she gets it. So for the scientists out there, 15% plus 15% is 30%. So instead of using the White Mask and Lord of Blood's Execution for a 30% damage buff after blood goes off for 20 seconds, I do Craig's Blade which gives me a total of 30%, 15% on each sword for an entire minute. Here is the real unique part of this build though, because even that some people might have seen online somewhere, but the real unique part, it's boring. Dude, we just finished fighting 2 of every boss at the same time, deathless. Like, if you don't want to learn how we did it, then you don't have to, but a few people asked, so I'm explaining it to you because we just finished the fight. The spells that we use, we put so much points into faith, so we're able to cast, it's this right here. We have 38 faiths, so we can cast Blessing of the Urn Tree, and what that does is it gives you 12 heals per second, so it heals 12 health every 1 second for 90 seconds. So while this is going off, your health is constantly restoring up to like 1,050 health over the full 90 seconds. The reason that is so important is because our 4th talisman is actually a defensive talisman. It is the Ritual Shield Talisman, which gives you a 30% damage negation for all weapon types. So when the Elden Beast hit us with holy attacks, when we get hit with magic attacks, when we get hit with any physical attack, fire, whatever, as long as we're at full health from this talisman, 30% of that damage that we take is immediately negated. And we stay at full health most of the time because of Blessing of the Urn Tree, because our health is restoring for a minute and a half straight. By the time we get hit once, it does such little damage because of this and the rest of the stack to it that it doesn't really matter, because we're back to full health again before the next time we get hit. And even if we do get hits like comboed a couple times, we'll use our potions then. So Ritual Shield Talisman, it only works when you're at full health, but that's why we made the investment to get Blessing of the Urn Tree, okay? The other item that we have, which lasts for 3 minutes in our flask, it's called the Ophion Hard Tier. For 3 minutes, you have a 15% damage negation for all stats, regardless on if you're at full health or not, okay? So that's a big deal, because that means when we're at full health, 15% of the damage is negated from that. 30% is negated from the Ritual Shield Talisman. So now we are at 45% damage negation. And we still need to talk about the other 2 spells that we are using, which is Golden Vow, which does another 10% damage negation for 80 seconds, so almost a minute and a half. It lasts a really long time. I missed a minute and a half, 80 seconds, so now we're up to 55% damage negation. And then the last spell, almost all of these builds, instead of using what I'm using, Black Flame Protection, they use Flame Grant Me Strength. You can only use one of these. Flame Grant Me Strength gives you a 20% attack raise for 30 seconds. We did away with that, and we decided we wanted these longer buffs. So Black Flame Protection gives you 30% against physical attacks for 1 minute. So if you add all of that up, Golden Vow, Ritual Shield Talisman, the Ophion Hard Till, and the Black Flames Protection, for your physical damage attacks, every time you get hit by them when you're at full health, you're negating 75% of the damage. So you're taking about 25% damage. And then your health is healing back up. So if it would normally do 1,000 points of damage to you from like late game bosses, it's only going to do 250, and you have something that's healing your health 12 health every single second. Okay, so you're going to get back up to full and get the full benefit again really quickly. And all of these buffs last so long. The shortest one is a minute. So it's not like you're casting out these buffs like on a lot of these builds, and then by the time you actually get a window in, they're all gone. No. Blessing of the Urn Tree, 90 seconds. Golden Vow, 80 seconds. Black Flame Protection, 60 seconds. The Pickled Turtleneck, this is a consumable. It gives you stamina recovery, an additional 10 stamina per second. That lasts for 1 minute. And then the weapon buffs are Craig's Blade on each of them. So I think I'm going to make a YouTube video about it. Oh, it's Evar. Okay, got you, Ethan. No worries, bro. Yeah. Okay, badass. So yeah, I think this is the best build that's ever been created in this game, and I would highly recommend that you all try it out if you haven't already. I am considering getting the Scavenger's Curve Sword at in New Game +2 and putting Sudoku on that one for like specific parts of this run for the bosses that bleed, a lot. But we'll keep, we'll just have like a third one equipped and we'll keep the rest of it the same. So yeah, that's the build. That's the breakdown. That's the reason why this build is just as good offensively as it is defensively. We did the math on the jump attacks with, the scaling, the weapons, the consecutive hits, and the jump talisman. I did it live on stream and added up all the calculations. And after one jump attack, each attack is doing over 2,000 points of damage before the enemy's own negations start kicking in. And they attack fast. You get 4 immediately. How much playtime do I have? I think after getting this build set up and everything, we're probably getting pretty close to like the 30-hour mark. Maybe, actually, I think we might have passed the 30-hour mark. Probably total time in Elden Ring, maybe about 32, 33 hours. The casted buff's putting rocks on your sword, and when you drink and your shouts, you can't trigger them all at the same time. Say 15 plus 15 equals 30 on 100 isn't 130, it would actually be 15 plus. Yeah, exactly. They stack municipally. It's not like a straight up, percentage increase. It's like, say they do, 600. They do a little bit more than 600 without any buffs. And then I do the buff for the weapon, and I add 15% to 600. What's 15% of 600? 60 plus 6 times 5. 6 times 5 is what, 30? Say 90, so it would be 690. And then the next buff, that increases the damage. Say it's Golden Vow would be 20% of 690. Say it starts adding up crazy. Hey, later, Ethan. Much libre. What sword in Sigma Talisman are you using? We're using the Rotten Wing. We got this in the regular New Game, and in this run on New Game Plus, we grabbed Millicent's prosthesis. And this was all about getting ready for this next part. All about getting ready for this next part. So, starting tomorrow, I'm gonna end the live here in a moment. But starting tomorrow, we're gonna be having our first Deathless attempt. I'm going to create a save state. So if I do die in this run in New Game +2, then I'll be able to reload it to the very start of New Game +2. That'll be the starting point. That way the build will be already set up, The next part is completing it start to finish in New Game +2 Deathless. So right now because you have to think like a lot of these items you can't get in one playthrough. So if you're doing a regular New Game, you can't get 2 of these swords. You can only get 1. You cannot get this talisman and this talisman in a regular New Game. I got this one in New Game, this one in New Game +1. What bosses are we running through? We're going to be doing Ronnie's endings. So we're going to be doing the route is Morgott, Godric, Red Wolf, Ranella, Radon, Ghost of Loretta, the Baneful Shadow, Estelle, the dragon thing that's at the end of Ronnie's quest line after Estelle, and then we're going to be doing the dramatic Tree Sentinel, Ghost of Godfrey, Morgan the Omelet King, Fire Giant, Godskin Duo, and then we're going to do Fia's questline as well, because once you get to Crumbling Farmazuka, you can skip a lot of the unnecessary stuff on Fia's questline. So after the Godskin Duo and before Melkath, we'll finish Fia's questline. So we'll do the Gargoyle Duo, which will be 4 gargoyles at once, and Fia's Champions, which will be a 6-on-1 because normally it's a 3-on-1, so it'll be a 6-on-1 Fia Champion fight. And then the Lick Dragon Monster. And after Fia, we'll do Melkath, Gideon the All-Knowing, Godfrey, Loretta, Morg, Malenia, and then Rata Beast. So it's gonna be all the fun bosses. It's gonna be all the fun bosses. Hey, what's up, degenerates? How you listening? So all the fun bosses. We're not doing this. We're not doing this run like we're just trying to get through as minimum as possible. We're trying to have fun and fight the really hard bosses. We're not gonna do the gimmick bosses. Just beat Fort to Sex Dragon, bro, dude. Mr. Ocho, we actually created a new build too. So this is just as defensive as it is offensive. The 4-1 and 6-1 are going to be a sweat. Yeah, the 6-on-1 is going to be crazy because that Fierce champion fights, they fight like invaders. Like they dodge you, they heal. You know, that's going to be a tough one. 6 of them at once is going to be hard. But that's when I think the true defensive paralysis of this build will get tested. Ghost of Tsunami. Hey, what's up, Shadow? So that one, bro. That one, Shadow Supreme. Ghost of Tsunami. And there's one other one. I can't remember the name of it right now, but there was one other one. It might have been Wukong. Both of those have been requested. So when we finish this challenge, we're going to play one of them as just a first-time playthrough. No challenge. Like no challenge run rules, and just enjoy it. That reminds you of Zeke. Well, that's because I'm the fucking Beast Titan, bro. Hey, much love, dude. Cool. I'm fine with the old build too straight to the bandits curve, sort of in the DLC. Don't get me wrong. How most people run this build is fantastic. It's tried and true. Most people, instead of this, they have the white mask, and instead of this, they have the Lord of Blood's execution, and instead of the black flame protection, they have flame guard restraint. It's a lot more offensive, but most people are either doing like PvP or they're playing like a regular playthrough because everything, all the enemies and bosses are doubled. Like we need that little bit of extra defense sometimes. So that's a scythe build. I've done some scythes. We did a Grim Reaper build. We did a version where people in chat could spawn in enemies, which was a lot of fun. And we did a scythe build with that one. Yeah, I ditched the Commandered Standard because it's 11 pounds of carrying weight to carry it. So I need a lot more points in endurance. And my levels are spread pretty thin with the 150 cap. So because I allocated so many levels to Faith to hit Blessing of the Urn Tree to help me stay at full health without taking potions, I decided the Golden Bow as the aura buff. One, it does just as much offensive ability as the Commandered Standard. They both offer a 20% boost to your offense. And two, it lasts way longer. It lasts for 80 seconds as opposed to the Commandered Standard, which only lasts for 30 seconds. So the trade-off is the Commandered Standard, you get a bit more defense. You get 20% defense. But I would much rather, with these longer fights with the doubled enemies, having these buffs that last a longer time is so beneficial. Yeah, we're capped at level 150. Here's our stats. The Golden Dew. You know, I've considered, I consider that, but here's the thing. The Golden Dew does 2 health per second, so that would give me a total of 14 health per second. The trade-off of losing out on 15% damage, on 11% damage, plus 5 dexterity on this talisman, or 15% damage is not worth it to get like a little bit more HP restoration. You know, if we had a 5th talisman slot, that would be something I'd consider. But it's a balance between offense and defense, and this is the best way I could find to set up, you know. That is a good suggestion, mate. Straight ignored. I'm sorry, I'm not telling them as I see him. Crucified. The biggest Elden Ring player. Yeah, actually on my Wikipedia, it actually says smallest Souls-like enjoyer. So I appreciate that. Much love to you. With the Godsquin Swaddling Talisman, you get up with success. Get hit. You do. You get 5% health restored plus a flat 30. But again, which talisman would I want to replace there? So if the whole reason I want to stay at full health is to keep Ritual Shield activated. So I can't replace that one. Because if I put on, you know, the health, I'm not, you know what I mean? Like the whole point of adding Blessing of the Urn Tree and putting those points into Faith were to help me stay at full health to keep Ritual Shield activated to get a massive damage negation buff. 30% on everything is huge. Not just physical, elemental, magic, holy, fire, lightning when we're at full health. So that's a huge. So obviously I wouldn't take that off because the whole point of putting those points into faith were to be able to help me stay at full health with that 90-second constant health restoration, right? And then the question is it worth it for 15% less damage? No. Is it worth it for 11% less damage and 5 points into dexterity? No. And then we already talked. This is 15%, so it's just not worth it on this build. But I did consider it. The Dragon Crest, get the Dragon Crest Great Shield. So the reason I didn't do the Dragon Crest Great Shield is because that gives us a flat 20 always, but it's only for physical. So a lot of times in this run, what ends the run is stuff like you're fighting the fire giants and fire hits you, or you're doing the Morg fights and he's throwing his blood flame everywhere, or you're doing the lick dragon whose lightning is does a fuck ton of damage, right? Hell, even when you're fighting 2 Radagons and 2 Elden Beasts at the same time, they use so much holy attacks. So I did consider the Great Shield because then I don't have to worry about staying at full health. And in an earlier build, that's how I had it. But I decided, I was like, what if there's a way to be able to stay at full health as long as possible? Because check it out. Even with because I've got the Raptor's Black Feathers on, and I've got a mask on that doesn't do very much damage negation. Now, my Fire Prelate legs and gloves do a lot of damage. How tall am I? I'm 6 foot tree. 6 foot tree. So, but check out, so the negation. Are you not entertained? This is why it's so important. Are you not entertained? So like right now, when my health is full, you see we're at about 45 to 49% on all of our negation when we're at full health. So when I take it off, that goes down about 20 points. Because again, it doesn't add 30 direct resistance. It's whatever your resistances are, it increases your resistances by 30%. So without that 30% boost, that's where I'm at. Now, if I do what you said and activate, because again, I had it set up here on a previous build. It's like, yeah, it's helpful on my physical, but my physical is still 15 points lower because the difference between 20% and 30% is pretty big. And that's only on the physical. So once I decided that I wanted to make sure I used the one that lasts, the one that does all of them, because look at the difference here. Now we're looking at 45 to 49, no, 46 to 49 on every single attack, on every single type of damage. Okay, and now look what happens when the build. So I pop this, which lasts for 3 minutes, which is going to be the length of any fight, except maybe the Malenia fight. So with this, now we're up to 54 to 57. When we cast Blessing of the Iron Tree, again, that's what's just going to help us stay at full health, because when we get hit right now, it's not going to do very much damage. Golden Bow gets cast, that's another 10%. So again, we're closer to 60 now. Here's where it starts to get a bit crazy there. Black Flame Protection, 30% for all physical. So now you see that negation. All physical attacks, as long as we're at full health, and for not a short amount of time, at least 1 minute, are 75% negated. And all non-physical attacks are right at 60% negated. And if we do get hit and get knocked out of range, let me go talk to this. Let me let him whack me. Like, it's barely going to do any damage because again we're absorbing 75% of it. So that's, oh really? So again, we took that attack head on. So it barely did any damage, and you see, like, if I'm in a pickle in a fight and I do get hit, I can easily maneuver away with jump attacks, and now we're back to full health. I don't have to waste potions and hit that animation to bleed. So that's like kind of the thought process behind it, basically. Cool. Yeah, good question. Good question. I want to make sure we answer it. But yeah, that's the build. That's the breakdown. Hey, much love, hi. So you as well. I'm actually getting down. I'm actually getting off too. I'm 51 minutes past. But those are some really good questions about the build. So I wanted to answer them as they came in. I'm really happy with this. I invented this build, and I think it's going to absolutely bruise this challenge. So I'm gonna get caught up with everything over on the Twitch side and everybody there. So. Lasses, and no more masses. That is it for tonight. I ended up going 51 minutes past over. I was answering the questions. But hopefully that helps. Tomorrow, I'm going to create a save state right here, and we're going to start the run tomorrow. Much love to Viking CJ. Yeah, what's going on, King? And the wearing variety. Hey, Quinables, have a great night. Much love. Down to the accent, Dev. Good questions. We'll be back. Yeah. Royce. Hey, no problem. I know you stay up on those mountains, brother. Come on down here when you feel like some human contact. We know you're a man of the mountains. I'm worried about a slight injury so I can make fun of you. Yeah. Howdy! A good one, Josh. Alright, much love, everyone. Mo. Yeah, Mo. Thank you for reaching out. I DM'd you back before the live. I appreciate that. Have a good one, Josh. Yo, glad to hear that the vacation's going well. Water parks. I hope it was a grand show. Hi, sir. Great to fucking see a giant icon to you. Bro, dude, just delicious. Congratulations again so much, brother. That was so cool to be a part of. I mean, I can't believe y'all just recorded it today. It looks like all the finishing touches for it. It's amazing. Much love. So happy for you, bro. So fucking happy for you. That was incredible. Much love, just delicious. Have a good night, everyone. Nero. I need a hero to save me now. Have a good one, Nero. Much love, bro. Have a good night, everybody. Yeah, we'll be back. Much love. Hey, right. Kind of. Have a good one, everyone. Where much love, dude. Thanks for coming in with hat at the time there. And we'll be back. We'll be back tomorrow. Oh, thanks, Momo. Have a good night, everybody. We rating? I'm not gonna set one up tonight unless you have somebody like right this very second typed out, because I hear Anna's starting to stir, and I was supposed to get off about 50 minutes ago. No. Peachy. I don't know how to spell her name off the top of my head because it's like got some numbers to it. But Purge is easy. Hers is like peachy shortcake and a bunch of numbers. Purge is easy, that's fine. Alright, cool. It's Purge! Much love, everybody. Have a good night. Give Purge my love. I gotta go grab Anna, so I won't be in, but I'll keep it up for the lurking.